Good morning, world. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and everyone else that's going to be seeing and watching this video. First of all, let me apologize for looking so rough. Just got off the road after 5 days. Well, I'm sorry, about 12 days, going through about 30 states. But brother got to work. However, praise be to God. All glory goes to God. And to my Father in heaven, I love you. To my wife, I love you. Thank you for your support. And to all of my children, this is the meat of this video. It won't be that long. 3 minutes, hopefully, max. But calling all of my children out by name. Christopher, who's 21, Marcus, who's 20, Ariel, who's 16, Mykylin, who's 13, Jalon, who's 12, Ananias, who's 8, and Joseph, who's 1, and my daughter, Angel, who is passed and sitting in heaven with Jesus Christ himself. I love you all. No words can describe how much me as a father loves you, as a dad loves you. And anything you need help with, and whatever I can do to assist you in your life to make your life better, I will do. I wouldn't be right if I didn't leave you with a quick word. So I'm going to read something that's directly out of the Bible, so you won't say, oh, well, Reverend Miller just said it, and so it must be right. I'm going to read it directly out of the Bible. And I want you to know that this is the word that we live by, or that we should live by. Not all of us do. Some of us say we do and we don't. But I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see it. Well, it's backwards. Okay, great. Well, it looks backwards on the screen. I'm coming out of Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. And it reads, to everything there is a season, a time to every purpose under the heavens. Some Bibles say under the sun. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, a time to heal. Let me stop right there. The Bible isn't talking about killing anyone or committing murder. If you looking with your spiritual eyes, it's always the time to crucify your flesh, kill the things that are in your mind that are not like God. A time to heal. When you kill the things that are not like God, you are literally healing your spiritual man. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance. That should be kind of self-explanatory. However, I'm going to explain it anyway. Everybody has to cry sometimes. And no one can tell you how long your cry should be. Everybody should laugh sometimes. And everybody's going to mourn sometimes. Everybody is going to mourn in different ways. But after that mourning comes the dance and a celebration, if you looking at it in a spiritual sense. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. So there is a certain time where you pull people together and say, I got you, I love you. There's also a time where you stop the embracing and say, listen, I can't condone what you're doing right now. I'm not going to allow myself to let you come into me with a warm embrace when you're out there doing the things that you're not supposed to be doing. Again, this is coming out of Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, and I'm reading from the beginning up until verse 10. Right now I'm on verse 6. A time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. Verse 7, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak. That is huge. A time to keep silent and a time to speak. The times you keep silent, you are gathering and taking in information. A time to speak should always be a word of encouragement or a word that builds life. Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Now, it's not talking about hating one another. It's talking about hate in a spiritual sense. And there are 7 things in the Bible that God says he hates. And I would leave you to do your research to find out what those things are. I'll give you a simple way to do it. Google, what does God hate? And I guarantee you that Bible verse will come up, or those verses will come up, and it'll take you directly to the 7 things that God hates. So it's talking about hate in a spiritual sense. I can love my children, I can love my friends, but I can hate their actions, not judging their character, not talking about what type of people they are, but I can hate the actions that they do. I'll give you a perfect example. When I was younger, I had some friends who used to steal, who used to rob, who used to sell drugs. When I look back over my life, I still love them. I never judge them. I never pick apart their character, but I hate the fact that they had to do that, or that we had to do that when we were younger. The actions, not the person or the character of the person. A time of war and a time of peace. What profit has the worketh in that wherein he laboreth? That's a question. What profit do you have? What profit do you have? The Bible asks us plain and simple. What profits a man to gain the world and lose his soul? That's a question that only you can answer. And the last verse is verse 10. I have seen the travail which God has given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. So to my children and to everybody else that's watching and listening, I love you. Will never judge your character. I know you have good morals, a good sense of right and wrong, what you should and should not be doing in the world. However, your actions should always reflect the type of person you really are. Your character, your morals, your ethics, your values, what you hold high in esteem. So I want to tell all of my children by name, again, Christopher, Marcus, Ariel, Mikaelin, Jalon, Ananias, and Joseph, and even my daughter who is resting in heaven right now, Angel. I love you all. I will always love you, and there is nothing you can do about that. I am Reverend McKinley A. Miller. To the rest of the world, I hope that this video inspires you to show how much you love your children and your friends and your family, and do something for someone that makes their day special. Read a verse out the Bible, let it sink and melt into your heart, and exercise that on a daily basis. I love you.